Now my honor to bring forward the President Pro Tem, Marquise Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr. Price. Thank you so much, Ms. Hutt, who's raising the bar on the Black History Celebration in LA City Council. So another big round of applause for Councilmember Hutt.
It is an honor to be honored in a chamber that chooses to honor the working families of this city. I know that today I am our country's only Black woman in the United States Senate. I know that in our country's history, there have been 2,003 senators elected and serving in that chamber. I am only the third Black woman to serve in the history of our country. I am only the 12th Black person to serve in the United States Senate. And to be honored here in this chamber, who time and time again, through success and failure in our imperfections, have chosen to do the work to truly be the city of angels, to have the backs of the families that call this city home. It is an honor to actually be here with the class of third graders because my daughter is a third grader. And to know that I get to receive this honor in the presence of young people who need us more today than they did yesterday, who should not be casting their first vote for work that we can choose to get done today. And I want to make sure that my daughter is not able to count, on one hand, the number of Black women that she is able to see in positions of leadership when she is dreaming her best dream for her life. So I want to appreciate all of the members of the council. Leader Krikorian, thank you so much for just your friendship and over the years. So proud to see you in the big chair, as my daughter says. I look forward to just all the incredible work that we can get done while we have time as we are in the big chair, knowing that young leaders, young Angelenos need us to do exactly that.
History Month, to really honor her in front of children, which makes a big difference. They'll remember this day forever. And thank you for your time and kind words to Senator Butler. Senator Butler has to leave now, but we're so happy that we had you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. And thank you again, Senator, for being with us. Mr. Spindler, please be silent while this meeting is proceeding. Mr. Spindler, be silent while this meeting is proceeding. So, to all of you and to all of those who couldn't be with us today because they're working today, they are on the job and wouldn't take time off to come and join us today. On behalf of a grateful city of Los Angeles and our 4 million residents that you serve, thank you so much for your extraordinary service to this city and for setting an example for the young employees of this city and young people everywhere of what it means to be a true public servant. Thank you all very, very much. As I call your name, come on up to the left-hand side of the chambers so the sergeants can guide you up to the podium. You don't need to speak in the order that I'm calling, but please don't line up until I call your name. Candido, excuse me, there won't be any disruption of the council meeting. Please be silent. Excuse me, be silent. Candido, Michelle Walker, Richard Serrano, Jamal White, Ramin Sag, Reifter, Mrs. Richardson, Spindler, come on up.
Please don't start my time. I have a question.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Which items would you like to speak to?
That's my question, because I had signed up for a lot of stuff, but not 10.
So let me be clear. For everybody that's in here in the chambers or would like to provide public comment on the phone, the only items that are open for public comment is item number 10.
Yeah, that's what I heard you. That's why.
Public hearing has been satisfied for all other items at committee. So you can have 1 minute for the item and up to 1 minute for general public comment.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna, okay, please don't start my time, because I'm still talking to you. Can they reset the time? Can they reset the time?
Go right ahead.
It's still 57. It's 57.
We just restarted it. This is your time. Go ahead and use it.
Yeah, can you put the 1 on there, please, sir? Because I haven't started. I was asking you a question.
Keep speaking.
It
This
has
is
been
your
reset
time.
already. So
Okay. Well, I don't understand why they won't reset the time, because I was
We
just
just
asking
did.
him a question. Okay. This is what I'm talking about, protecting black women. My gosh, so aggressive towards me, just asking a question. Amazing. So again, we're celebrating Black History Month, celebrating Black Heritage Month. Please protect black women. And again, I've been talking about the store racism, where when black people go into the store, they're seen as criminals versus customers. And even here, what I just experienced, what Instagram Live just heard and seen, the treatment of how I just was treated here, just asking a question. When black women talk, for whatever reason, we get treated negatively and in a racist way. Thank you for all the good that you all do, and thank you to my councilperson Hutt for what she's done to us.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please. You know, you're ordered excluded from this meeting for disrupting the meeting again after multiple warnings today and otherwise. Please leave our meeting and leave silently. Ms. Camille Lewis, please leave our meeting right now. Leave and leave silently and stop disrupting the work of this council. Have a good day. We need to wait a moment while Ms. Lewis leaves the chamber shouting. We'll just wait until she's done shouting and leaves. Still shouting. Good morning.
Good morning. Item 10 and general public comment, please. So I guess I'll assume that this minute that's running is for item 10. So we are spending money to secure property that's abandoned, that's being squatted on. This is a common thing. Supply side saturation folks who think that the only answer to the housing crisis is just build more and more and more and more and more. When you bring up all these empty buildings, there's a million excuses why we can't seize them and use them to house people who need it. It's price prohibitive, it's not this, it's not that. But we spend a lot of resources dealing with the hazards that come from these vacant properties, collecting blight. And that's really upsetting. And I'd also like to say shout out to Smoke and Scan, Damon, Brock Landers, and all that crew. Y'all are awesome. So I'm gonna go on to general now. These grifters waste money. These grifters waste money. First off, fuck Nithya and the clique she claims. Sherman Oaks, when we spoke, she would run away. She claims to help the people, but she runs and hides. So 4CD, 4 Levon is on our side. Plus, Paul just breaks the rules and Nithya won't say shit. Nithya, Hugo, Katie, Kevin, you're some mark-ass bitches. We keep on coming and remarking on the rules. When they break them, don't stay silent in the pews. They think we're fools. Ethan Weaver is a police union pleaser. He's a puppet taking orders from some sleazes. No one's deceived. Levon wants to help the people speak, wants to help us get the most from meetings. So vote, please. Let Nithya know we don't believe her lies. Let's get organized and fight. Baronian really needs your vote, so hit the streets and let your neighbors know. CD4 for Baronian. Help Levon to defeat Raman. It's shocking, but our job's never finished, so we gotta help Baronian to win it. Levon for CD4. Now you tell me who won. We see Nithya. She runs. She can't be us or CS. She wants to win CD4, but she is going to lose to Levon Baronian. Shout out Smoke and Scan. Vote Levon.
Next speaker, please.
General comments, Jay Richardson.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
Today, marriages are breaking up far too quickly. The reason is a man generally has 3 wives. Neither the man or the women are happy with the 3 wives there. If the man's favorite wife were to break up her day very carefully, plan it very carefully each day, then the other 2 wives are not needed. But she has to plan her day very carefully every day, each day. The other wives are not needed at that point.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Number 10 and public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Well, we need to have the financial budget to finish up those projects that you got going. Recs and parks, everything that's there needs to be finished up before we go into a situation we can't. Public comment. Ms. Emilda Padilla and I had a debate on Wednesday night, and we brought up the light rail that's going to negatively affect Pacoima and Arleta. She said she's been on that project for 10 years, yet she was not informed that Metro was going to need 80 properties to finish that project. She thought it was just the businesses, the local businesses. But I showed her the truth, and again, always coming with receipts. Los Angeles Times article showing 80 properties need to be acquired. At the end, it's going to be under public intimate domain. Unfortunately, the people in our area do not have the educational situation to be informed what that actually means. So before we put too much work into that project, let's stop the project because it affects Arleta and Pacoima at that corridor at the 5 freeway. We also have the tram going up to the Dodger Stadium. That gondola needs to stop. You guys have friends here with the it needs to stop. It's going to
Thank you very much.
Your time has expired.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning.
Candido.
I'm going to put my glasses on so I look smarter. I would like to speak on item 10 and public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you, sir. It's nice to see you back there. Item 10, nuisance, taking care of another piece of property. You know, I want to fall back on the property down on Flower Street, the 2 buildings, 2 or 3 buildings. Again, we cannot spend $1 of taxpayers' money to remove the graffiti. Where are the people here that will stand up and say we need to hold people accountable, whether it's a nuisance property at this address or it's those buildings down there? How many people are being denied mental health, denied home, a possible home, because you folks want to spend this money on cleaning graffiti? How many of your groups that you guys hire for the graffiti removal are going to make extra money? You know, I've been here 35 years. I'm one of those Sapphire people. I knew every one of them. I battled with Water and Power over and over because of corruption back in 2004 when the devil himself was here from the 6th. Is that item 1?
General public comment.
Thank you. You know, I want to talk to my friends here in the audience because they are my friends. But I was thinking about every time it's a reward for us, they call it snitches. Snitches get stitches. Well, you know what? What if my friend Stacy here was hurt? What if, while she's working on the street, helping kids cross the street, somebody ran her over? Somebody killed one of those kids. So, you know what I would ask of my friends back here, and they may not like me, just like some of you don't like me, is that let's stop calling them snitches when you stop the pain and hurt that people are feeling because someone they loved was killed by whether it's a car or a gun. We have to stop that from this side because you're not a snitch. When it comes to murder, murder has to be reported. Thank you. And Ms. Parks, you continue laughing. You and Miss Padilla, you guys are just so cute looking there, funny. You know, the world, we have so many situations in this city, and yet, you know what, you guys can't even give us a few minutes in this council
Mr. Candido,
to deal with
your
the
time
issues.
has expired.
Thank you, Candido.
Candido,
thank you.
you need
Thank
to
you,
leave.
Candido. Your time has expired.
But Mr.
You're
Candido,
disrupting this meeting. Please sit down and sit silently.
Okay, hello, Michelle Hope Walker, Justice for Black Women. So store racism, what I would like to see for the Los Angeles City Council is taking a stand, in a written stand, like I see you take stands with different organizations about safety for black customers in stores, that you stand with black customers.
Ms. Walker, I need to ask you to speak to item 10, because you were invited up to speak to item 10. So if you could speak to the agenda item, please.
No, this is my general public one.
No, you already used your minute for general public comment.
No, that wasn't, but I'll just keep on talking. So, store racism and a statement from Los Angeles City Council in some type of form, or standing with black customers.
Ms. Walker, respectfully, you used your general public comment earlier. You do need to stick to the nuisance abatement item on number 10.
All right.
Time, but you weren't listening to me. This is sort of what we talk about, people not listening to black people.
Thank you very much. No, I'm sorry. The same rules apply to everybody, and I gave you deference because I thought you didn't understand, but you're just trying to take an extra minute of general public comment, so please have a seat. Please have a seat. Next speaker, please. Please have a seat so we can move on to the next speaker.
We need you to vacate the podium. Thank you.
Everything.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for item 10 and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you very much. I wish you can translate that to my native language, because otherwise it's really difficult to understand and comprehend your instruction. Second of all, number 10. What I see is that in this building, it is clearly stated 15 to 20 daily arrest. That's really concerning that we already know right now there's only 8,800 LAPD officers, where before the pandemic it's more than 10,000. We already lost so many officers, and then we are using so many officers to arrest this one single building. That means less patrol officers in every other area, where I see that there are violent attacks happening on the bus, on the train, on the skid row, on the whatever, sexual assault, the petty theft, robbery, looter, and rioting. So we cannot continue to use the very valuable LAPD resources to dealing with this. We need to solve the problem first.
So, Speaker, you've used your 1 minute for general public comment. Please move on to item number 10.
We're going to go back to the using the other remaining LAPD resources to the other important violent criminal cause. And then for the general public comment, I want to talk about is the importance of the LAPD to the community, because what I see is, from a criminal point of view, if a criminal walking on the street for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, they see 0 LAPD patrol car, that means it is a perfect place, perfect time to commit a crime. And then if from a criminal point of view, if he walk on the street, whatever area that may be, he see an LAPD officer patrol vehicle pass by every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, then he know he does not have a chance of committing crime. So that is the importance of the LAPD. At the end, I want to showing my support to the Kevin De Leon and Nuri Martinez. I support Kevin De Leon, LAPD, and then everybody who working so hard to help the Skid Row.
Next speaker, please. Excuse me, Ms. Walker, please do not shout out during the conduct of this meeting. It is a disruption of this meeting, and you'll be excluded if you continue to disrupt the meeting.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Oh, well, welcome back, Pumpkinhead.
Speak to item 10 if you wish to speak to the agenda items.
All the goddamn
So
fucking
then you have
items
1 minute for item 10 and 1 minute for general public
comment.
Please begin with the item.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And again, this is Marchese's big secret. The failure, the worst thing to happen to the black community since AIDS is the hotel. And it's their dirty secret of CD8. And this is where you go get your bitches. This is where you go get your drugs. You go down to the motel in CD8. You go down to the motel in CD8. You get a little fucked up. You get some hoes while you're in the room and take your crack. That's a good one, yes. And Unisys knows the song. Let's sing along, Unisys. We go to CD8. and we go get some hoes, and we sell our drugs. It's a great place, by the way. You can go to CD8, and I think Current Price might even live in CD8. It's a wonderful place. It's where crime comes true and dreams come true. Now we get to the general. No on Nithya Raman. Vote for Ethan Weaver for the City Council CD4. Nithya Raman is the worst thing to happen to Sherman Oaks since AIDS. And finally, of course, are we going to endorse Kevin De Leon? No, we're going to endorse two candidates. We want Wendy Carrillo and Kevin De Leon to both make the runoff. Oh, that's good. That's right. And then finally, I'm so glad to see John Lee coming over to me. Yes, John Lee, you can step over here and be on the right side of the law. And then, of course, Heather Hutt, I know you're going to lose re-election to Sidney Kamather because you were never voted for. And finally, why can't I vote for that nice African-American lady senator? Why are you replacing her with a white male piece of shit? Have a good weekend, all you scumbags on the
Sir,
council.
your time has expired.
Thank you.
Good morning. And which items would you like to speak to?
Well, there's only one item on the agenda, you imbecile. 10 and general public comment.
Yes, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Right. So okay, this is the only time I've spoken all week because of your malfeasance that I'm in the process of writing up in great detail. Item 10 is a tough problem. It's on South Broadway. The 108 Motel has been abandoned. There's a picture of it. And it's across the street from a boxing gym, Broadway boxing gym, also So Way Out, some kind of a maybe exercise boxing place. And then the great new Holy Trinity Church is there. And Nold's, that's N-O-L-D''S liquor store. So here you have, I'm almost sure it's the high injury network, big roads coming through. In 2018, Mr. Harris Dawson started trying to close this. He is the head of planning, so this is not an encouraging sign that after throwing 12,000 at it and now another 30,000, they still can't manage to control the property that's right in the heart of Southwest. I don't understand.
General public comment?
I don't understand why we haven't. What's that?
General public comment.
Are you interrupting me? Okay, so that's an interruption. Yeah, I'll go to general public comment now. The interruptions are outrageous. I was in the middle of a point, which is that why hasn't one of the great not-for-profits that we're funding, with the support of so many colleagues, and Senator Butler, Senator LaFonta Butler is in our camp, and we can't get a not-for-profit to take over a dilapidated hotel, quickly clean it up and put some beds and cots and set up some housing and some showers for the people who obviously are out on the streets. I mean, this is not in dispute, despite all the celebrations. And it was very, very nice to see the way we brought in a crowd of little children who quickly surrounded the senator for a photo op and then right out the door. That was very savvy, because had we not had a single soul in the chambers, which is most of the time, because you have caused the city to behave like a kind of a circus act of
Mr. Previn, your time has expired.
Caller with the last four digits, 3784. I see you're unmuted. Please go ahead.
All right, I'll do item 10 and general comment.
Okay, good morning. You have 1 minute for item 10 and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
It was a good morning until I had to deal with you guys. So item 10 is related to securing the nuisance at the 108 Motel. There's a lot of nuisance that needs to be, addressed in the city, like the city council is a bit of a nuisance, so, why don't you house people in that motel, or things like that. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you could do with the hotel besides just putting cops around it or whatever. So let's do that. All right, general comment.
Okay.
So during the presentations today, Paul made a statement about how we need more equitable leadership in the city. So let's talk about Paul's leadership in the city. So just today at today's meeting, right after he said that, he called on Kevin De Leon to speak. You know, the guy who worked to disenfranchise black people in the redistricting process, indigenous people, poor people, you know, all that stuff, made all kinds of racist comments about them. During the meeting today, you can also see, based on his treatment, he doesn't treat people equally. He always is more aggressive to the black people that he's yelling at, like Camille Lewis or Michelle Hope Walker. Both of them very hostile, you know, yelling at them aggressively, not giving them warnings. And then Candido's all over the place in his comment, and he.
Next caller, please.
Caller with the last four digits 5554. I see you're unmuted. Please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sean from Canoga Park and a member of the St. Mel Knights of Columbus. I want to speak to general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the primary election. We need new leaders in those council seats. I will be endorsing Eric Ritter for CD4, Teresa Ryan Hillary for CD14, Stacey Bollinger for CD4. Anybody but Medea. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Next caller, please. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, it's going to be item number 10, and item 10 is general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment.
Okay.
Go ahead, please begin with the item.
Good morning, City Council. Yes, I will start time. So good morning, City Council. I do agree that this motel is a nuisance, that it needs to, the city needs to get rid of it. I think the best idea is that you can tear that nuisance motel down and develop it into affordable housing in District Number 8. Now I can understand why there's been a lot of arrests and it's costing the city millions of dollars and resources being wasted. And there's been a lot of prostitution that I believe going on at this particular motel. And as I was reading the reviews about this motel, it did mention that there was a security guard who's taking $20 bribes to let men into the motel for prostitutes. And
General
do all
public
the
comment?
dirty, shit in that motel. Thank you. General public comment is I tried to call. I called in last few days ago, and I was waiting for my turn to speak for public comment. Unfortunately, Mr. Corian, you said that concludes public comment, and I didn't get a chance to speak. And that was very rude and disrespectful for the constituents who live in the city of Los Angeles. So I would like to see if you guys could public comment for 2 minutes instead of 1 minute, because 1 minute is not enough. And I'd like to see some changes be made. And also tell the school kids in the field trip that Current Price is the fourth indictee in city council history. You should teach them about what it's like to be indicted, what happens when you become a criminal at city council as a council member. And that's why
Caller, your time has expired.
State of California Driver's Handbook from the DMV. Driving is a privilege, not a right. Your signals are important for communicating with other drivers, pedestrians, and bicyclists. Always signal when you turn or change lanes. You can signal using your vehicle's signal lights or using hand and arm positions. Angelinos, drive safely. Thank you.
I'll speak on item number 10, and I protest the Brown Act violations.
Okay, so you
Item
have
10
1
is
minute.
by
1 minute for the item.
Item 10 is by criminally insane, corrupt, sleazy Marquise Dawson to so-called secure from nuisance status the 108 motel. In my opinion, it is actually more corruption from Dawson to wrestle this motel property from the owner for future sale to one of his developer buddies, and into Kern Price's company corruption. In my opinion, the city should be doing everything in its power to assist the owners of small properties like this instead of placing liens on them. Corrupt, self-serving Negro politician Sleazy Marquise Dawson is attempting to eventually evict and take over the 108 motel for his and Kern Price's personal gain as usual. This item should receive a no vote if illegitimate, unelected Heather Hutt is allowed to vote. Public comment. Even subhuman lowlife Nori Martinez said, if you are indicted, you will be suspended from this council. Petty pink-faced corrupt Armenian dictator Paul Ku Klux Gregorian is even lower than Martinez because he has indicted out on bail, embezzling criminal Kern Price, voting daily on this corrupt, sleazy council. And we wonder still why there are 60,000+ homeless people on our streets. Sleazy Marquise Dawson is the worst thing to ever happen to the black community. Black women, again, 4.3% of the population, but 22% of female rape, 36% of female assault, 33% of female homicide, and 33% of all female violence. The black community has zero representation from these incompetent, corrupt, sellout, self-serving, indicted black Uncle Tom members of this corrupt city council. These are the clowns that feed homelessness. Thank you. Have a good weekend, everybody.
And with that, we're adjourned.